Welcome back, sleepy gamers, lonely explorers, and mealtime viewers. This is Where Are We Now? The series in which we uncover the vast mysteries of the digital universe. Well, a handful of them anyway. If you recall, a month or two ago, we had an episode themed after Gmod maps that keep going deeper and deeper down. We found a massive subterranean Amazon warehouse, a possibly haunted Sears, a sunken aquarium, and more. Of the themes we've had so far, that one was definitely one of my favorites, and there is no shortage of good Gmod maps that take advantage of the whole underground spelunking thing. So naturally, we're going back. Back underground, beneath civilization, to dredge up things better left buried deep. To probe the depths of the world in hopes of finding excitement and creating new stories. To explore. That feeling, that sinking sensation of nervous excitement when you go down another level of the dungeon only to find out that there is just more and more below you, persists throughout the years as one of the most poignant and underrated feelings in gaming. I always get heavy wanderlust when I encounter something like that in a game. It's just so tempting to figure out how far down it goes and to discover what's waiting at the bottom. Much like the dwarves, I typically dig too deep and either see something I wish I hadn't, or I get incinerated by a Balrog or demonic entity of similar stature. But it is a pretty sweet ride up to that point. So yeah, in yet another series first, we're gonna go back in for seconds and explore some more maps that capture that deeper and deeper feeling. If you tuned in for the most recent Where Are We Now episode, you might recall that we explored some worlds in VR chat. While that was an absolute blast, and I do plan on going back to that game at some point in the future, it is so damn nice to be back in Gmod. There's something undeniably homely about the Source engine. It's kind of like finally coming home to sleep in your own bed after days of sleeping in nothing but hotel rooms for travel. It's just what I'm used to. It's like my gaming memory foam. The Source engine has my indent in it, and I don't know how else to describe it. Okay, are we ready? I am. Let's go. The first downward danger on the docket today is called Descent by Stuba, the creative mind behind the Northbury map from the Late Night Special episode a couple months back. Ah, this is nice actually. Looks like we're in a grocery store or a supermarket of some sort. Man, I really hope they have chocolate oranges. I've been jonesing something fierce for one of those things for weeks and I haven't been able to find any. Oh, yeah. The shelves are looking a little COVID-y right now. I guess no Choco Orange for your boy today. Maybe next time. At least Downtown Books has my back for entertainment. Actually, I think every one of these books is just about hot rods. Man, there's gotta be a saturated market for it in this town for them to put dozens and dozens of copies of Hot Rod magazine here and nothing else. This here's car country. Must be the Midwestern US. Aside from their lacking selection, this seems like a pretty normal grocery store. It reminds me of the first Dead Rising game with the lighting and the music. Just fill it wall to wall with zombies and the resemblance would be uncanny. There's some police cars outside. I wonder what they're here for. There doesn't seem to be any crimes happening besides there being no chocolate oranges. Maybe they're here to arrest the stock manager. Oh, that's what they're here for. What is this? It's like a sinkhole or something. I gotta find a way down there. Lucky for us, this dingy apartment building across the street has a basement with a nice human-sized hole in the wall. How did this even happen? Someone went and dug straight through the concrete. They even bent the rebar too, damn. Something this impressively destructive definitely seems crackhead to me. Or dwarves, but having a quick look at the apartment above, it doesn't seem very dwarf-like. They're a rowdy bunch for sure, messy at times too, but not like this. Trash everywhere, graffiti. This is just negligence. Plus, dwarves only dig where they know they'll find ores and gems. They have a nose for it. I doubt they just dig into the sewers like this. Tweakers, though, they do it without a second thought because they're bored and having a bad trip. Another hole. Oh, this is the other side of the sinkhole. We're in some kind of tomb, it looks like. This is crazy. Was this beneath the supermarket the whole time? I mean, of course it was, but work with me here. You could have been shopping for beans and rice up there, while the entire time, right beneath your feet, was some ancient tomb. Isn't that cool? The archaeologists have already been here. They've even got their site grid set up and everything. This computer equipment, though, this is slightly overkill for a simple dig, I think. They must be looking for something else. My question is, did they find the tomb and cause the sinkhole by triggering some trap or degrading a structural pillar? Or is the sinkhole what allowed the tomb to be discovered in the first place? Let's go deeper. The passages meander all over further in. Is that an Ankh? Looks like we're working with Egyptians then. So, those police cruisers topside were definitely American. Is this implying that ancient Egyptians were in the Americas possibly thousands of years before the English even discovered it? Egypt was one of the earliest civilizations to have seafaring ships. Are these bullet holes? Sure are. Yeah. Blood, signs of a struggle, bones. Oh, there's also a gun on the floor. No thanks, I brought my own today. Yeah, something scary definitely went down here. Looks like the diggers tried to excavate some graves and upset something. In the distance, I think I hear drums and some awful groaning sound. Yeah, something's wrong. Some kind of undead thing is lurking around. Could it be mummies? Wait, what do mummies even do to you when they catch you? Vampires suck your blood, zombies straight up eat you. What about mummies? In the movie The Mummy, the bad guy was draining the moistures out of the bodies of his victims so that he could rebuild his crusty, crispy body. Is it like that? Seems like kind of a wasted effort. Why didn't they just tell him about lotion? Found a bunch of skulls lined up on the wall here, and more bullet holes. So many bullet holes. Wait a second. Assuming a standard 9mm double-stack magazine capacity of 15 rounds, plus one in the chamber, judging by the holes in the wall, they would have had to reload this gun like 5 or 6 times. There was a full-on battle down here. I guess there could have been other guns belonging to people who escaped, but still, that's a lot of lead. The path ends here, but this wall looks like it leads somewhere else, so let's just... Nice. Whoa, it's all purple and vibey down there. What the hell? This isn't ancient Egyptian at all. As a matter of fact, this doesn't even look human. These honeycomb-looking things, what are they? Are they alien eggs? Is it like an alien nest? Or maybe some ancient species of bioluminescent insect that went undiscovered until now? I was definitely expecting skeletons or zombies or something. So I guess maybe it wasn't mummies upstairs causing problems at all. It was whatever came out of these things. In my head, I pictured giant beetles the size of toddlers crawling all over the walls and the ceiling way too quickly to be unthreatening. Ugh. Sorry for that mental image. The floor of the room above us is opened up, and there's even a body up here, too. This is definitely where they broke through. Man, the grocery store above this place is going to be one hell of a tourist destination when this is all cleaned up. Come on down and shop at the Waterfront Market, where giant Hercules beetles were first discovered by the brave researchers who lost their lives in the pursuit of scientific truth. This map has been a really nice snack, and it certainly did a good job of drawing me in to travel deeper down. The idea of an ancient tomb beneath a regular store like this that's just been here the whole time, housing the most unimaginable horrors just beneath the feet of everyday shoppers, is really creepy. The gradual traversal from a grocery store to a sewer to a tomb to this is very intriguing. You've done it again, Stuba. Fantastic job here. I hope you've got more maps like Descent here up your sleeve in the future. The next underground spectacle we'll be experiencing together is simply called Places by Sunny Fox. I still think, 2 decades or so later, that Half-Life 2 had some of the best soundscapes in gaming. God, it's so effortlessly creepy. It looks like the tunnel collapsed behind us, so I guess there's no way to go but forward. Honestly, this is a fairly nice forest. If it weren't for the howling, groaning wind, it could be a great place for a camping trip. You've got plenty of pine trees, wide open space, and a big lake in the center here. There's also 2 big drainage pipes that lead to said lake. I wonder where those lead. There's a couple little shacks up here. They seem abandoned though. There's almost no furniture in them at all, and even worse, there's a great big hole in the ceiling up there. That's not good. At least the floor's not made of wood, so it won't rot. Yeah, this seems Amish to me. They must be Mennonite, though, since they've got an old TV antenna on the roof. What do the Amish even watch? Probably sports, right? I can so clearly picture a family of bearded Jebediahs jumping up and down on a rustic couch cheering for the Patriots or some shit. I have to say, I love a huge door. I was wondering if we'd find some of those here. Oh, they just open right up, huh? Hello? Anyone home? I guess not. Alright, take your bets, everyone. Is this a research facility doing unethical experiments, a mining operation that dug too deep, or a nuclear bomb shelter? Looking at this blast door here, I'm definitely leaning bunker myself, but don't let me sway you. I've been wrong before. Whoa, holy shit. OSHA is gonna have this facility's ass if they find out about this. That's gotta be, what, 200 feet or so straight down? And there's not even guardrails. I'd have to psych myself up just to reach out for that ladder. Yeah, I'll take my chances with the freight elevator, thank you very much. Wow, kind of a slow elevator, don't you think? And we don't even get easy listening music. We have to listen to that all too familiar Citadel pod track sound. Gong, 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 gong. Finally. Okay, what's down here? More storage, huh? What exactly are they storing here? And what does this button do? It's a garbage chute, I guess. That's one way to do it. I want to toss stuff in. What can I throw? Files, bingo. See ya. Oh, how about these crates? Damn, this is heavy. Okay, now someone explain to me why that was so much fun. Now that I've had a break stuff break, I think I'm ready to move in deeper. We're already pretty far down here in storage. I wonder how much further in it goes. Okay, creepy tunnel. This is weird. It's like a check-in desk or something. This feels like a hotel lobby. Check out this courtyard area. This isn't bad at all. It could use some benches, though. As is, this is just a good place to make a wish and flick a penny into the water. With more furniture and some small pieces of decor, this could be a really good napping spot. I particularly enjoy the hanging lanterns up there. Cute little detail. So really, what is this place? This area is a lot more presentable than the concrete corridors back the way we came. The presence of non-utilitarian stuff for eye candy sort of alludes to the idea that this is a place you're meant to stay for a prolonged amount of time. But why? And hey, the cafe here is nice too. This is a comfy place to read a book and get a coffee or something. Maybe a cinnamon roll? I don't see a menu. Maybe they send it to your room. Yeah, these here are definitely living spaces. Unfurnished though. Maybe that's what the freight elevator's for. The people coming down here could just bring an entire U-Haul worth of their stuff down on it for their stay. Ah, our old friend completely oversized bathroom is still alive and well, I see. Seriously, you could play a small game of kickball in here. What gives? Speaking of big rooms, this meeting room here isn't anything to sneer at either. I see this as squandered potential. I mean, this is an underground community. You should use every inch of this space to serve the people living here, right? Do you need a room this big to have meetings? Don't answer that. You know you don't. Put a playground over here, split the room in half, and put a kindergarten on the other side. The suits can have their meetings in the big bathrooms for all I care. Kids need space to learn and play. Also, there's all these trash cans dotting the map where you can toss things in and they get teleported, somewhere. Weird little detail, but it is functional. I wonder where all the stuff is going. Well, 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 what have we got here? Looks like a little working area for all the eggheads and computer geeks. There's something going on here. So many computers lined up like this is screaming bot farm or crypto scam operation. Maybe this is where they send all those messages about my car's extended warranty. Well, joke's on you, dude. I don't even have a car. Next door, there's some server stacks or something humming along, hosting God knows what. This is definitely too much power for a simple employee portal. What kind of stuff would a place like this even be hosting? I guess it could just be a Bitcoin thing. Those are pretty ubiquitous these days, and it does take quite a bit of cash to keep a place like this up and running. But, I mean, electricity, gas, plumbing, and taxes can only be so much. I want to say that this is a government facility of sorts, but the government would have handrails and elevators that move at a reasonable speed. This feels like a private operation to me. There's gotta be something going on here. Oh, here we go. Surely this track isn't here for no reason. Whoa, what the hell? I knew it. I knew there had to be something going on down here besides an underground hotel and some storage. What am I even looking at? It looks like a big dinner plate. Is a Thanksgiving feast gonna come out of that chute over there? I got no clue what this even is, so let's start fiddling with the controls until we figure it out. It's spitting something out over there. Oh, it's the stuff I threw away from before. Yeah, I got a little carried away off camera. What? They were only using these towers for bot farms anyways. Alright, so now what? Is this just a big old garbage compactor or something? Whoa, laser beams? Holy shit, it's crunching up all of that garbage into a little ball. And teleporting it? Teleporting it where, though? To outer space? Is this company the first ever corporate space garbage disposal? Well, it's awesome, but you'd better be careful teleporting things away like that without proper coordinates. 2 galaxies away, a squid kid could be playing on some alien playground or some shit, only to be abruptly merged with an outdated Dell workstation as it teleports into the same spot they're in. That was kind of fun. Let's do it again. Here we go. Man, this thing is incredible. This is what computers are for. Not emails, not pictures of cats, not porn. This. I could literally do this all day, but I have to control myself for now. Whew. That map was a doozy. It has some neat bits. I think the lobby with the water and the lanterns was my favorite of the titular places, but there was a lot to talk about. I really enjoyed the trash teleportation machine. That's just pure fun right there. Watching ragdolls flop around really brings out that sheer childlike joy. I am definitely going to be coming back here in my own time to see how much stuff it can blend. Superb map you've got here, Sonny Fox. But what's next? We've uncovered an ancient tomb beneath a supermarket, and now we found an experimental machine for teleporting trash up into the far reaches of outer space. What could we possibly find next on our harrowing journey downwards? Well, strap in because I've got a surprise for you. This next map is huge. This is Vacant Industry by Gray the Raptor. Sheesh, that's some loud wind. Looks like we arrived in style, too. Nice truck. And what a factory. Looks like they're cooking something in there. Yeah, this is definitely giving John Carpenter's The Thing, and that's a huge compliment. Because The Thing is one of the best movies ever filmed. You know what? I'm going to assign you all some homework this time. If you haven't seen the 1982 film The Thing, then that will be your required viewing for the next episode, okay? Make sure you watch it, because we're going to have a quiz. Cripes, it's cold out. Looks like there's some tents over there, so let's hunker down inside while we figure out what's going on here. Ah, that's much better. Nice and toasty. While I warm up, let's go over the lore on the workshop page. It seems kind of important. Organization notice. Attention all personnel of the International Research Organization. Recently, a large ice shelf in the Antarctic has broken off into the ocean, revealing a large, unidentified industrial building. Soon after, the massive brutalist building began to produce smog out of its many smokestacks. Any attempts to contact the interior have been met with silence. Currently, no country has claimed responsibility over its construction, and no flag or insignia to give away its origin can be found on the exterior. We will be sending a specialized team to enter the facility through international agreement. To those part of said team, be observant and be aware. Signed by the head of the IRO. So that's where I come in, huh? I'm a regular working stiff now? Alright. I've never been one to shy away from blue-collar work, especially if there's good benefits. Let me just clock in. I don't see anyone else around. Did they go in already? Am I late? No. I'm never late. I must be early. No way the team would have gotten here and left this Omni cutter here. What are we working with? Standard fuel supply, comfort grips, and a readout screen. This thing is pretty nice. It's a bit heavy, yeah, but it's better than most of the equipment us Joes get access to. Wait a minute, why is this here? I know a brick of C4 when I see it. Okay, so I guess this mission must be pretty well funded. I suppose it should be. You don't just watch a giant factory split the Antarctic ice and start smoking out of nowhere and not throw money at the problem. Either way, that funding had better be reflected on my wage. Yeah, okay. Nice, it works like a charm. These must be the door controls. Quite spacious in here. Big old clock up there on the wall, too. Yeah, by the sounds of things, this factory is definitely still running. Power's on, machinery can be heard churning away in the lower levels, but there's nobody here. Freaky, man. Okay, the only way to go is down, into the belly of the beast. Wow, this is a really long elevator shaft. Finally, bottom floor. Hello? Nobody's around. Oh, thank God, cold drinks. Oh, come on, that was my last quarter. Oh, right, the Omni Cutter. Damn it. I guess it only works on metal or something. Whatever, I'll find something else to drink. So this is kind of sort of really reminding me of Black Mesa with the colored lines on the wall to show you the way to different sectors. I guess I should find a way to turn off that steam. This should do it. Yeah, nice. Now we're making progress. So we're here to ascertain just what the hell this place is, right? In the brief, it was mentioned that no country has claimed responsibility for it yet. That could mean one of two things. Either whatever this factory is for is so bad that those responsible are ducking their heads to get out of a trial, or this factory belongs to a private corporation that operates outside of any countries. An important piece of the puzzle is figuring out exactly what the factory produces, though. So far, I got nothing. What's going on here? It's just a bunch of TVs lined up. There's TVs with no signal, a torture device TV, and a musical TV. You know, you gotta learn more than one chord if you want to play professionally, man. One is only gonna get you so far. Alright, so let me just add this theory to my notes. TV factory. Okay, let's move on. Wow, that's a lot of trash, huh? I bet it reeks something fierce in here. Is this a compactor situation or what? Oh, it's an incinerator. Radical. I want to try it. That wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Honestly, I don't know what I expected. My uncle once taught me that you can learn a lot about a place by sifting through their trash, and while I can't do exactly that here, I can deduce one thing. This isn't pure industrial waste. I look over this lake of junk and I see trash bag after trash bag. You don't bag up machine parts or toxic waste or whatever in Glad ForceFlex bags. This is all domestic trash. Maybe there's living What the hell was that? An earthquake? I can handle a lot of things, but I don't think I could handle being trapped under the ice in an empty facility like this. I mean, I'd get bored. And it really is empty, too. There's not a soul down here besides myself. It's extra strange since there are signs of people. The vehicles, the computers, and the vending machines. There were people here at some point, so where did they all go? The briefing said that the factory was recently revealed after some ice broke off into the ocean. So we could surmise that there was people here working up until that point. Then they got trapped down here by some massive glacial shift, and presumably they all died. But if that's the case, then where are all the bodies? That's an unsettling question to ask. I guess we'll just have to keep moving and hope that the questions answer themselves. Respirator required beyond this point. I'll be the judge of that. Oh. They weren't lying. Damn, that gas is like lime green. What were they cooking in here? Alright, we'll circle around to this later. Maybe we'll find a respirator deeper in. Looks like we've got a roof collapse here. Yeah, that looks bad. Honestly, we're lucky this is the worst damage we've seen so far. An entire facility like this just rising out of the ice is bound to cause some problems. I'd be thrilled if this is the only structural damage. I have to say, to praise the creator real quick, all of the vehicles made up of shapes made with the Hammer Editor's brush tool are extremely cool. They're so detailed that I don't even realize that they aren't static props most of the time until I get a good look at them. Okay, that one was a lot worse than the first one. I know that sound. I've been around the radioactive block a few times. It sounds like something's wrong with the reactor. We have to find it and repair it before this place becomes the next Mount St. Helens. Alright, if I were a reactor, I would... Well, first of all, I'd have to spend a lot less time making videos since I could just watch someone else's. Okay, jokes aside though, it's most likely pretty far down in the facility. So let's head down? Hey, there's a mattress down here. It's not the first sign of recent activities I've found, either. There was a bucket upstairs catching some water from a leaky pipe. Someone had to put it there, and it sure as hell wasn't me. Better keep an eye out. I might not be alone down here. Well, we're definitely getting our wish for the sensation of going deeper. Every time I take the elevator down, there's another drop down, or another staircase. We're hundreds of feet below the surface now. Whoa, yeah, no, I'm not risking that one. I could feel the electricity buzzing through my goddamn bone marrow. No way. I'll take my chances with the hole in the floor, thank you. Oh, finally, an assembly line. I think... what are those? They just look like metal plates, but for what? Are they building something down here? Why do they need so many? This is a little high up. Oops. Hopefully that Omnicutter is durable. Well, normally this would be a problem, but for me it's just another shift. This is just another 8 hours. This is why I always bring rope with me. And that's advice you can take in any situation. Road trip, caving, covert operations. You should always bring a bundle of rope. You never know exactly when you're gonna need it, but you almost always do. There. Is this an underground road? Jeez, just how big of an operation is this? Alright, that one had an alarm to it. Something's gone critical. We need to find a way down to the reactor toot suite. You know, I thought it would be a funny joke to call this the crate crushing room where they crush all their crates, but it's not a joke. That's all this room is for. Unless this excess wood is going down to a boiler room or something, this is definitely the factory padding costs so that they keep getting their grant money. Reactor access, yes. Shit, the controls are locked. Why? Cutter doesn't do anything either. There's gotta be a way around or something. Hello? Was that a machine stopping, or... Oh, shit! It looks like someone fell face first into the roller wheel here. Damn, that's an awfully gruesome way to go. Hopefully they had a good union. And how about the fleshy wheel over here? That's not normal. What even is that? There's a bulldozer down here lined up perfectly with a gate that's blocking my path, but I think it's out of gas. There's gotta be some somewhere around here. There was that room with the green stuff, but I still need a respirator. Here we are. This is where boys turn to men, where part-timers turn into full-timers. And now. Nice, not too bad. Again. I think I'm getting the hang of this. This is just like running the bases. Ah, there's a vent I gotta break. Here goes nothing. Break, come on, break, break. Whew, just in time. That was close. It's a good thing I don't have eyebrows too, because them shits would be gone. This is an utterly massive air vent. It's big enough for me to stand up straight in. Ah, shit. Ah, Lady Luck is on my side yet again. Suck it, gravity, you clingy dick. Okay, what have we got here? Looks like some coolant tanks. This pump is damaged though, so we'll have to do some repairs. I gotta fix everything myself around here, don't I? There, that should do it. I don't think that's the end-all be-all of our reactor issues, but it's a start. Coolant is pretty important. I know this is supposed to be like the mad scrawlings of a lunatic warning me of the catastrophic consequences of my actions, but I can't help but look at this and see the most demonic game of Hangman ever played. Aha, finally, the control room for the reactor. Let's see here. Coolant on. Nice. Heat shield up. Whoa. Yep, that's definitely not supposed to do that. What could have caused this? I guess that's not important right now. Let's hurry down there and fix it before we become just another statistic. It's Omni time. Hell yeah. This one too. Whoa, almost got me there. And this should be the last one. Ah! What's with the flashbang, man? Come on. Yes, reactor looks nice and friendly now.
Interloper, I communicate to you through the device you carry.
What? Who's talking? Been a while since I've been called an interloper.
Your repairs to my control modules are immensely valuable. If that means anything to you.
You're welcome? So I guess this is the facility's artificial intelligence. Wait, it possessed my gun? That's not cool, I didn't ask for that. How am I gonna play Spyro on the Game Boy SP glued to the top of it now? Okay, but actually, this is exactly what we needed. Whoever the intelligence in the cutter is, they're offering to tell us about the other sections of the facility. Well, interview subjects don't get much better than this. This is like if you were given the opportunity to ask God themselves why the world is the way it is. They have dialogue about a lot of the rooms we've been to before, like the cafeteria. They also confirmed that this crate smashing room is, in fact, exactly that.
You think this room breaks down reusable waste or used deeper down? Very exciting, I know.
So that's a load off my mind. But what is this factory? What are they making, and why aren't there any people here? I get the feeling that we're only going to get the answers we're looking for if we head deeper down. There is that bulldozer we found earlier, but it needs gas. Hey, AI, got any idea on where to find some gas?
Running scan. Negative. Room scans offline.
You aren't too much help, are ya? You know, there was that one room with the toxic mist. If I were gas, I'd definitely be mingling there with the other gases. Ah, but the respirator. Wait, I'm a damn skeleton. I don't even have lungs. I forgot about that. I could just waltz right through here. Bingo. Jerry can full of gas. Let's bring it down. Here you go. Oh, you're a thirsty girl, aren't you? Let's see if I can... Yeah, now we're moving. Look at her go. Oh, damn, that shit tore like tissue paper. I could have cut that with my cutter. Ah, well, it wouldn't have been nearly as cool. Anything to say about this room here before we go, AI?
One of my many tests on organic hybrid machines. One day, I might be ran entirely off organic material. How different would we be then?
Oh, so this blood wasn't a person. It's residue from another one of these flesh wheels. So we're just fashioning parts for machines out of flesh now? It's just spinning around. It doesn't seem to be doing anything inorganic materials couldn't do. So cyborgs is a piece to the puzzle. Okay. To what end, though? Let's go deeper in. We're definitely closing in on the root of the problem here.
This shaft goes down to my lower complex, all 70 kilometers. There could be a whole world down there.
Yeah, no shit, dude. 70 kilometers straight downwards. Are you kidding me? Doing some quick hot dog math in my head, that's like 40 miles or something straight down. What? That is just baffling. What the hell could you need to go down 70 clicks for? What's down there in the lower complex? I guess we could infer that it's more fleshy machines, but what if it's something worse? What if it's an elder god? I mean, we are in the Antarctic. There could be all manner of ancient horrors under the ice, far, far below. Let's get out of here. This is making me dizzy just thinking about being that high up. There's a big pipe here. Let's head in. Oh, hey, another thing to cut. That makes me feel a little better. What the fuck? Get in here, AI. You have a lot to explain.
Experiments of mine. Designed for maintenance.
Again, I fail to see how these lumps of flesh could be any better at maintenance than any regular machine. But what do I know? I'm just a grunt sent in to find answers. The AI mentions that the flesh also stopped taking commands from them too, so that's a little concerning. What's this thing? It looks important. Ah! What is that, dial-up? It sounds terrible. What did that even do? I don't know. This is for the eggheads on the science team to figure out. I'm here to do hardware repairs, take my lunch break, and clock out, not decode messages. I did see a bunch more of these glowing yellow consoles on the walls of this place on the way down, though. Might be worth looking into if we run into a dead end. There's a door here that's busted, but I can definitely see something on the other side. I also found some more creepy graffiti. This one shows a bunch of mechanical arms building something. The thing in the center looks like the head or whatever from the Hangman graffiti earlier. The AI has nothing to say about any of these wall markings, which is more ominous than if they did have something to say. Maybe this has nothing to do with the AI, and it's a plot by the flesh automatons to take over the facility. Whatever the answer is, it lies deeper down, and the only way through that I see is the broken door. Oh yeah, the C4! I knew we'd need it for something. Ugh, but it's all the way back up at the reception desk. Through the magic of editing, I can make this part just a few seconds for all of you watching at home, but for me, this is a good 10 to 15 minutes of going back and forth. The IRO doesn't appreciate me enough, man. I want a raise. Alright, demo time. Set the charge, clear the blast zone. I'd better be getting hazard pay for this. I expected that to be louder down here, honestly.
A dwelling area. Not well preserved. I cannot access it. You are on your own from there.
Excuse me, what? A dwelling for whom? This is creepy. Okay, that was just a straight-up ghost. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. There is very little light down here at all, and plenty of spooky noises. I decided to use some more rope to climb down to the bottom of this elevator shaft, and there's a bunch of that engineered flesh just packed down here, blocking the shaft. Ugh. So that kind of implies that it completely fills the levels below this, huh? Just each and every inch of space between the concrete walls completely filled in with it? That is horrifying. There's more graffiti in this animal testing room, I'd surmise, judging by the kennel. And there's even more beneath the concrete slab here. There's a brain above the factory, some green stuff, and a guy in the middle of all this mess. I don't know what this means, but I'm sure it can't be anything good. I guess the biggest question remaining would be what happened to all the people here. In the cafeteria, the AI talks about how it created social places like the cafe for their creators. So there had to be people down here at some point. They had to have made this place and the AI. Back in the reactor chamber, they also called us a descendant of their absent recreations. And if they're responsible for the creation of this rogue engineered flesh, then does it think that we came from that? Is this factory the birthplace of humanity as we know it? So many questions. We have found answers to a lot of them, but I can't help but think that we ended up with more questions than answers in the end. This dwelling is as far down as we can access. The rest of the factory is under the control of the flesh, I'd guess. That's why the AI doesn't have access down there. So, what about that monitor thingy that beeped a bunch? That wasn't coming from nowhere. Maybe I should hold it up to all of those wall consoles just to be safe? Well, I did. I carried this thing all over the damn map, but all that happens is you get some god-awful sounding noises of some sort. One of them was music, but the rest of them sound like torture. It's like dial-up times 100 and loud as hell. I know what you're thinking. They must be messages of some sorts, right? Well, like I said, I'm just the hardware guy. I don't excel at codes and numbers and shit. Luckily, someone else does. When the map was new, Sean Skull and Siberiad Phoenix worked together to decode these messages in the comments of a YouTube video containing all the audio from the consoles. Turns out, the messages are slow-scan television signals, which are images encoded into audio. A lot of the messages are diagnostic reports, numbers from biology tests, or DNA sequences. One of them is in binary and it translates to, "My name is Prisms." So I guess that's the name of the AI that possessed our Omnicutter. One message in particular stands out to me. It reads, "After multiple iterations, this batch seems optimal for use, perhaps even for maintenance work. No, they are far from ready. They have much to learn. And they are far from being worthy as substitutes for my creators." We can safely assume this message comes from Prisms themselves. The use of the word substitutes is intriguing. That means that Prism's reason for creating the flesh automatons was to replace its creators. So what happened to them? I guess there's no real way to know exactly what went down. This is a lot to put together. What I think is that this factory is from many, many centuries ago. This place is a relic of an age of proto-humans that lived on Earth long before we did. They had to have been pretty similar to us in terms of physiology, judging by all the equipment and stuff. If it really is that old, that would explain why it was encased in the ice for so long, only being discovered recently. As for what it was for, who's to say? I guess it's possible that it was just a materials refinery. We can see metal plates being carted along a track in the middle levels, and there's plenty of industrial equipment like pipes and whatnot. So many pipes. The proto-humans operated this factory with the aid of Prisms, their artificial intelligence. At some point, the humans either died off or left for some reason, and Prisms was left alone, with nobody to help run things. This is where the flesh comes into play. Prisms created the flesh to fill the role left empty by their creators, to do maintenance and perform physical labor. I guess the flesh didn't like that too much, since according to what Prism says in the pipe room, the flesh went rogue and stopped following orders. Why? Resentment, possibly. If you were brought into this world only to discover that you were designed for a lifetime of pure maintenance and labor, wouldn't you be a bit pissed off too? Maybe we aren't so different from them after all. I think the flesh got into the systems and deliberately sabotaged the reactor in hopes of damaging and disabling Prisms. To what end? It's hard to say. Maybe they just wanted their freedom. A sense of individuality apart from whatever Prisms had in mind. But that's just my own interpretation of the puzzle. There's still a lot to figure out. Like, where did Prism's creators go? What does the flesh really want? And what's further down in those lower levels? That's for the higher-ups to figure out. For me, I've done my job. I've collected the data. What I need right now isn't the answers. I need a day off, a giant chocolate milkshake, and a warm bed to watch cartoons in. What else is there to say? This has been, without a doubt, one of the most well-realized maps I've played on Where Are We Now to date. There are layers upon layers of mysteries and lore, and all that is packaged neatly inside an exploration of an ominous, derelict factory in the Antarctic. This is also the longest I've spent on a single map, too, I think. Jeez, what are we at, like 20 minutes? And there wasn't a moment of filler. It just keeps going and going and going. And let's talk about the style. A lot of the assets used here on the map are from the leaked beta of Half-Life 2, which was a lot creepier than how the game turned out in the end. These unused assets suit Vacant Industry perfectly. It's got an aura of derelict dystopia that you just can't find in many other places. It's kind of like getting a glimpse into what Half-Life 2 might have felt like. Hats off to you, Gray the Raptor. You're an absolute force of nature, and I cannot wait to see what comes next from you. This has been so much fun. Going underground and just descending further and further into whatever caved crypt or bunker we find really satisfies my curious spirit. For some reason, it's more interesting to me to venture downwards in search of mysteries than it is to explore the surface level. I think it's in part because we're not meant to be underground, like just as a species. We're surface dwellers. We crave blue sky and wide open fields so that we can see predators coming. We're simply not supposed to be down there, but the fact that it's unnatural is what makes it more exciting in the first place, right? Now I totally get why cats are always trying to get into things they know are off limits. It's the thrill of exploring a place that's completely different from what you're used to. Of course, finding alien flesh automatons, gravity-displacing teleporters, and ancient horrors only accelerates that incessant curiosity tenfold. Now, normally this is where I would end the video, but I actually have some honorable mentions to go through first. These are maps that fit the theme, are interesting in their own right, but simply just don't have enough in them for a full-length feature. Actually, honorable mentions makes it sound like they're not as good as the other ones. That's not true, so scratch that. These are just the little guys that have their own unique things going for them that are also worth showing. This one is called Dream Cave. Conical G created this and based it off a cave they dreamed up one night. It's a very smooth cave. Must be a chemical formation. There's some trees with pretty lights in them, I like those. There's also the road to rock bottom from SpongeBob, and a creepy house on stilts in the water. It's really spooky inside it without the lights on, but besides that, it's a pretty nice place minus the ugly carpet. I'd vacation here for a week or two. I bet it's real quiet. I really like the idea of a whole-ass house nestled neatly inside of a cave. It reminds me of that one zombies map from Black Ops 2, Buried. That's a good map. The next smallish map I wanted to mention is called The Dark Pit by Gray the Raptor. It contains a junkyard, a couple small buildings, and a massive, near-bottomless pit in the middle, presumably used to throw trash into. If you decide that the desert is just too hot for you and you really want some shade, you can jump down to discover a series of rooms on the side of the pit. What are they here for? I guess this could be for retrievals in case someone falls in or throws away something very valuable. But then again, why would you build so many rooms? God, imagine how awful it would smell down here. Just mounds and mounds of garbage rotting away with nowhere for the fumes to go down here in the dark. I am glad Smell-O-Vision doesn't exist yet. If you jump down yet again, you can find a second series of brick rooms. This time there's an elaborate series of locks on the door. Looks secure, too bad it's just a button on the outside to open it, not even a keypad. Once inside there's more stuff, including what I think is an old teleporter. I guess it's broken. How long has it been down here? Well, either way, that's all there is to see here. It's short but sweet. You can totally see the beginnings of ideas that Gray only fully realized in Vacant Industry later. Very cool to see these concepts in their fledgling forms. Alright, that really is all I have for you this time. I hope everyone had fun revisiting the deeper and deeper theme and uncovering mysterious horrors along the way. These maps are something special, and I think they speak to Source's longevity. As a game engine, it has always excelled at having good interior spaces, since that's what the technology was designed to do in the first place. And the fact that the tools are available to anyone with the want to try their hands at map making makes me more than a little bit excited to explore. It almost makes me want to pick up the Hammer editor again myself and try making a map of my own. Maybe I will someday, on like a stream or something. Thanks for tuning in to Where Are We Now? All the maps, music, and add-ons featured are about to be listed in the credits in case you wanted to check them out for yourself. Have a great night, and remember, if you don't like who you see in the mirror, all that it means is that you're probably just not your own type, which is fine. See ya.